I'm Amy Cherry. Hurricane Irma's latest forecast path could mean more trouble for Flagler County, Ben Smith reports.
The past few days have shown a northward turn in Hurricane Irma's path, though where and how sharp that turn would be has remained a bit of a question mark. Many forecast models showed the storm's center staying offshore and causing mostly flooding issues for Flagler County and the rest of Florida's east coast. Late yesterday, the National Hurricane Center updated its forecast to one with potentially more dire consequences for our area, with Irma's eye staying overland from Miami to Jacksonville. Palm Coast would feel the full force of a Category 2 or 3 hurricane if the models hold. Even so, Flagler County emergency management officials say a full evacuation order is not likely, though nursing homes and assisted living facilities east of I-95 were asked to evacuate yesterday. Both I-95 and I-75 began seeing significant northbound delays throughout yesterday and into last night. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Ben Smith.
This portion of WNZF Local News, a service of the Daytona Beach International Airport. Fly to the Big Apple in a New York minute on JetBlue from the Daytona Beach International Airport.
We are sure we're going to experience some or all of the effects. Very similar to Matthew.
Voluntary evacuations are underway in Flagler County for residents living in zones A, B, C, and F. Those living in mobile homes, RVs, and trailers have also been asked to leave. County Administrator Craig Coffey.
Now's the time to get out, and the reason we're doing this sooner is to allow people to evacuate because we know how crowded the roads are and how crowded hotels are because of all the evacuations that are occurring down south.
At least 500,000 people are under mandatory evacuations in Miami-Dade County. If you're heading out, here's the way Coffey says you should go.
We're asking people to evacuate to the west and to the west, northwest, up in Alabama and stuff if you're going to go out of state.
All nursing homes and assisted living facilities and care centers in zones A, B, C, and F are under mandatory evacuation orders. A storm surge of about 10 feet is expected with Hurricane Irma. With Hurricane Matthew last year, we saw 7-foot storm surges, and the fear?
The impacts could be greater because we already have a compromised dune system that can't withstand the impacts of a 10-foot surge, no different than it could a 7-foot surge.
Severe damage is expected along 3 portions of A1A north of Marineland, between 18th and 23rd Streets, and along temporarily repaired sections of the roadway south of the Flagler Beach Pier. If you choose to stay, you should know.
We do anticipate electrical outage at this time and an extended outage at that. Why do we say that? The outage could be very similar to Hurricane Matthew. You got to think about the severity and length of the storm. Electric crews are going to be down in South Florida, and the resources available to us during Matthew may not be the same resources available to us during Irma.
Florida hospitals have begun making emergency preparations ahead of Hurricane Irma. Florida Hospital Oceanside and Ormond Beach along A1A is evacuating more than 30 patients to Florida Hospital Memorial Medical Center in Daytona Beach today. The ER there is also expected to close, but an exact time hasn't been set yet. Florida Hospital New Smyrna, just a few blocks from the Intracoastal Waterway, has no choice but to evacuate. 50 patients will be sent to another facility today. The entire hospital, including the emergency room, will be closed starting at noon tomorrow. Florida Hospital Flagler's emergency room in Palm Coast will remain open for those requiring medical assistance before, during, or after the hurricane. But a reminder, they don't serve as a shelter. And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.